Welcome, namaste. This practice will be about awakening Shakti, our goddess energy, for the purpose of attaining happiness and also healing. According to Tantric philosophy, all of us have divine masculine, Shiva, aspects and divine feminine, Shakti, aspects to our being. And when they are united, there is a complete balance, joy, and fulfillment within. Shakti energy can be seen in everything that lives in the world, creation, while Shiva energy is formless. Shakti is graceful and beautiful, with a flowing and shape-shifting quality. The Shakti energy within us can take the form of prana, the life energy that flows through us. It can also take the form of kundalini energy, coiled at the base of the spine until it is awakened. And when this happens, Shakti energy arises through the central channel, sushumna, nadi, and on its way assimilates the 7 chakras. This movement of Shakti energy allows healing and self-transformation to take place. Shakti mudra is formed by bringing the palms together and then opening the hands enough to fold the thumbs in and wrap the first 2 fingers around the thumbs. And then the ring and pinky fingers stay touching as the hands close back together. This mudra can be held upright at the heart or downward facing at the pelvis. Shakti mudra is especially healing for the reproductive area in both men and women, and helps to foster harmonious intimacy between couples. This mudra helps to calm the mind and relax the body. It also enhances the balance of both the first and second chakras, the root chakra and sacral chakra. With increased vitality in the reproductive area, this mudra nourishes healthy and sacred sexuality in both men and women. Shakti mudra helps to enhance a sense of freedom in the pelvic region with a genuine connection to the divine feminine. Just rest in your breath. Breathing in, filling the lungs, lifting the crown of the head, and breathing out, strengthening the core and pressing down through the sitting bones. So there's a natural flow up and down, inhaling to the crown and exhaling to the root. Moving prana through the body. When prana ceases to flow and there's stagnation, that's when illness and disease can occur and foster. So keep this flow of prana active while we practice. Don't stop breathing. So, to begin our practice, please come up to stand with feet wide as your mat. Bring hands onto the hips and start to circle the hips, gyrating around, loosening up the pelvic region. So this goddess energy can be felt and experienced, and the mobility and when you're ready to change the direction of those circles, hip circle the opposite way. That's right. Great. Next move, you're going to bring the palms face up in front, bend the knees. Then on the inhale, lift the palms, flip them over, and press them to the sky. And exhale, round. Circle down, bend the knees, and repeat that. Inhaling to press up, and exhaling, circling back down with your core, bending the knees so that energy is flowing up and down each breath. Getting a full body stretch. Each finger stretching. And last time, press it up. And then rest the arms. I'm going to start some more flowing movements. Twisting to the left, circle the right arm into the chest. And then twist to the right and circle the left arm into the heart. So we're circling the hands into the heart as you twist from side to side. Just a flowing and graceful movement. That's right. Good. Okay. And now let your arms rest by your sides. Sweep the right arm up and stretch it to the side while the left hand slides down. And then switch sides. So we're flowing from side to side. And as I stretch to one side, I can lift that heel to the side I'm stretching. Just flow as organically as possible. And then we'll take the hands behind the back, clasp the hands or hold on to the back of the hips, and draw the elbows back and shoulder blades together. Press down through the heels and lift up in the chest. Begin a little baby back bend. Sides of the neck back. Squeezing the buttocks. Take one more breath. And then inhale, lift up to stand. Slide the hands around to the front of the thighs, down to the knees, and bend the knees. Inhale, looking up, lift the sitting bones. And exhale, looking down, pull the navel to the spine. Flexing and extending with each breath. Articulate the movement through each vertebrae so that you can feel that movement, that flexion and extension from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head and each vertebrae in between. All right, good. Continue sliding the hands down the shins, bend the knees, And then with hands on the ankles, straighten one leg and then the opposite, letting your shoulders twist, your hips flow. Any kind of flowing movement that feels good in your body. Okay, and with hands for balance in front, squat down and lift up the heels. The elbows inside the knees for a squat. Malasana. This is also a good stretch to begin in the inner thighs and groins. If you lean forward a little bit onto those elbows, but squeeze the knees in to the outside of the arms. Okay. And now go on down to the mat, kneeling. And stretch out, fully prone. With hands under the shoulders for cobra pose. Squeeze the legs together and press down through the tops of the feet. Then push down through the pelvis and hips. Roll the shoulders forward and up to lift the chest. Press down through the fingertips. Good. Inhale, arching up. And exhale, squeezing core. All right, one more breath. And then lower the chest down. Good. And we'll come to bow pose. So bend the knees. And reach back with the arms. If you're not able to hold on to the ankles, doesn't matter. We're just going to lift the shoulders. If you can, hold on, grab the ankles, and then try lift also the knees and shoulders. You need lots of breath for this one. Okay, time to rest. Lower the feet, push up to table pose, and then send the hips back into the heels for child's pose. Take a good rest. Relax. Feel where the breath is going in your body. Now, slowly rise up to sit on the heels in hero pose. While you regain your breath, remember Shakti mudra. Fold the thumb in, first two fingers cover the thumb, ring and pinky fingers touch. Remember your inner beauty, your grace, and your healing power residing in this goddess energy. And gradually lift the hips to camel pose. Holding the back of the waist or reaching down to the heels, arch back for deep back bend in your camel ustrasana. Tuck the chin slightly so that you can take the sides of the neck back. Squeeze with the buttocks. Strengthen the toes, the toenails all clicking, pressing into the mat. And then release and sweep the arms up. Lift up through the thumbs. Pull down through the tailbone. And then rest the hands. Let's come into downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stepping back into down dog. Claw with the fingertips. Strengthen the inner arms to hug in towards the midline. But be fluid with your breath. Relaxing the knees and shoulders on the inhale. And then extending with more strength on the exhale. Prana Shakti is this movement of prana flowing to every nook and cranny, every muscle engaged and participating, creating this. All right, time to rest. Bring the knees down. Step right foot forward then between the hands for low lunge. Walk the left knee back. Press down through the legs, lift the arms. You can take a pause here at the right front knee. Reaffirm your muscular energy through the core to keep you balanced and steady. And eventually lift the arms so that you can open the heart, spread the fingers, drink in the breath, and allow that prana shakti to flow up to the fingertips on the inhale and down through the root chakra, the legs and feet on the exhale. And release the arms down, left hand or fingertips to the mat. Windmill the right arm up. Now I'd like to also turn those bottom hand out 45 degrees because that'll help integrate the shoulder blade into the back. So we hold that, raise the right arm, and open the throat some so you get a hint of a back bend. Good, and release. Bring the right hand down. And we'll start to straighten the front knee and lift up the right toes. Inhale, lift up the chest, roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, begin to fold forward. Squeeze that kneecap so it pulls the femur, the thigh bone, up into that right hip socket. And keep a little micro bend in the right knee by pressing down through the back of the heel, pull down and pulling back. Now big deep breaths. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, squeeze. Muscles to the bone. Bowing forward. That's right. All right. With the left hand moving back under the left shoulder or slightly out to the side, then open the right arm, twist, and gaze up to the right hand. Again, open the throat, tilt the ears back, give a hint of a back bend. And now release and bring this right hand down to the inside of that right leg. Walk the hands over to the left, pivot the left knee. The left hand now is at the back of the mat. right foot flat, and we'll lift the right arm, take it over the right ear. And lower back down with the right hand and walk the hands again to the front. The left knee is still pivoted towards the side edge. Turn the right toes to the front, bring the right elbow on the right knee, and then take the left arm up and forward over the left ear. Some may be able to bring the right fingertips all the way down, touching the mat. Squeeze the right knee into the outside of the arm and resist that with the arm pressing back against the inner knee. This will help widen the chest. Good, that's right. And relax. Bring the hands down, step the right foot back. Let's go briefly to down dog. When you're ready, step the left foot forward. You can first lower the knees if you wish, then step the left foot forward. And press down through the legs, lift up halfway. And as you're steady, lift the arms, Anjaneyasana. Inhaling to the fingertips and exhaling down through the root chakra. So Mula Bandha as you exhale, bringing the prana Shakti down to the root chakra, and then inhaling it up through the crown, out through the fingertips. And now rest. Bring the right hand down, fingertips to the mat, windmill the left arm up. Inhale, open the throat. Turn that bottom hand out 45 degrees so that you can start to have a hint of a back bend. Great. Now bring the left hand down and start to straighten that front knee. Lift up the toes. I usually have to move the heel forward an inch or two. And then inhale, lift the shoulders back. And exhale, pull the navel in. Squeeze that kneecap. And use this give and take, this relaxation on the inhale, and then the strengthening on the exhale to gradually ease your way deeper, breath by breath. Soften on the inhale, and then hug, squeeze muscles to the bone as you exhale. Mula Bandha as you exhale. Tightening, lifting the pelvic floor. And now, with the right hand moving back underneath the right shoulder, or a little off to the side, I'm going to open the left arm and gaze up to the left hand. Squeeze the left kneecap, so we're still engaging the quadricep muscles on that left leg, the peroneal muscles on the shin, the ankle. And eventually lower the left hand down, walk the hands around to the back of the mat. Pivot that right knee now towards the side edge. I guess I should turn around here. And with the right hand at the back of the mat, lift the left arm up and over the left ear. The ears back, throat open. Good. And now we're going back towards the front of the mat. Walk the hands to the front. Bend the left knee so the left elbow can rest on the left knee. And then reach the right arm up and forward over the right ear. And perhaps the left hand can slide down to the mat. And strengthen, remember, that inner thigh strength and the pelvic floor engagement. So you provide stability and strength through the foundation and the pelvis. Good. And then release the hands down and step back to downward facing dog. And now, once in down dog, balance on the left foot, lift the right leg up in three-legged dog. Look forward, step the right foot up between the hands, high lunge. And bring the hands up to the front knee, balance on the ball of the back foot. Try and keep that back thigh lifted, the knee straight. If you want to, lift the arms and high lunge. Now we're going to revolve side angle. So left hand down, right arm up. And we twist, gaze over the right shoulder. Other variations here, maybe this left elbow comes to the right knee, palms pressed together. And there's also binding versions, other things you can try. And just remember your beautiful smile. Alright, now bring the hands back down to the mat, pivot the back foot so the left toes turn to the side. Bring the right arm inside the knee and lift the left arm in side angle. Now you may need to be up on the knee with that right elbow or hand on a block. Try and use that leverage of the right elbow against the inner knee to broaden the shoulders, widen the collarbones and throat. Okay. And let's come back to the second side with downward dog. Step right foot back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward dog. Now, starting the second side, left foot forward, high lunge, climbing up slowly to the left knee, using core muscles, hug from the outer hips in towards the core of the pelvis, steady, strong, so you can lift the arms. Back knee is straight. Okay, now Parivrtta, Parshvakonasana, revolve side angle. I'm going to twist to the left. You can start with that right hand on the mat, left arm up. If you need another variation, try right elbow, cross the left knee, palms pressed together. Pressing the palms together helps to broaden the chest. Gaze is up over the left shoulder. Okay. Come down from our side angle. All right. Let's step the right foot forward, come to the front of the mat, stand all the way up, and inhale, lift the arms, back bend, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, lift up, Anjali. And exhale, hands back down. Step the left foot back, downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower. And inhale, cobra pose. And exhale down. Inhale, table. Exhale, downward dog. All right, now other side, right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, arms lift. And exhale, return the hands to the mat. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, deep forward bend. Inhale, bend the knees, press the feet down, and reach up high till the palms touch. And bring them back to the heart. And Shakti mudra. Okay, we'll turn to warrior one with the right foot back, the left knee bent. Bring the backs of the hands touching in front. Then inhale, lift up and circle elbows behind, straightening the front knee. Then exhale, bend, rebend the knee to come forward and repeat the cycle. Circling the shoulders, and really loosening up a whole neck and shoulders. And a nice, fluid, graceful movement. All right, step the right foot forward, step the left foot back. We're back in warrior stance. And repeating that same movement. Bending the front knee as you come forward and straightening as you lift up and arch back. Back leg, on the other hand, remains strong and straight the entire time. Gaze going from looking down to looking up and back. All right, finishing that circle, and we'll move to warrior two. Step the right foot back, turn the right toes out, bend the left knee, warrior. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, and exhale, squeeze through the core muscles, lifting pelvic floor, toning lower belly, and use that muscular energy through the hips and pelvis to stay rooted. But give your arms the mobility to flow. Inhale to reverse warrior and exhale to side angle. And back and forth, inhaling, arching back, and exhaling, reaching forward. Just a nice steady flow, no hurry. being more conscious of the beauty and grace than on the perfection. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just taking some wonderful stretching movement here. Good. All right. Turn the feet or switch legs so you can step the right foot forward and the left foot back. I'm just going to turn my feet so I can keep facing you. And then warrior two on the second side, the right knee bent. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, and exhale, tighten the tummy, deepen the pose. So even before we start moving the arms, there is still the grace and ease, lots of steadiness through muscular energy. And when you're ready, start that flow. Reverse warrior on the inhale and to side angle on the exhale. Good, that's right. And we're finishing this side so that we can come to goddess pose. Take a wide stance. Turn the toes out 45 degrees and start to lower the hips, bending the knees. Good, that's the idea. And try lifting the hands, bring them to Shakti mudra at the heart. Now roll the shoulders back and exhale, squeeze through the inner thighs, deepen that squat, and goddess. Shakti. So some of the goddesses are quite fierce. Durga, Kali. Now release to straight legs. Shake that out. Whew. And we'll come down to seated. Sit with legs spread to a wide angle. Spiral the inner thighs down so the toes point up. And draw the lower back in. And then lift the head of the arm bones up into the shoulders so the shoulders are broad, the neck relaxed. And incrementally hinge forward, coming up, out, and over the hips while pressing down very positively through the inner thighs, down through the sitting bones. Moving this prana Shakti up to the crown on the inhale and down through the legs on the exhale. Bigger the breath, the more prana you're moving. Take another complete breath. Shakti mudra, either upward at the heart or downward at the pelvis. Now, you can bring the soles of the feet together into cobbler pose. And I like to always have a little height to sit on for this type of seated pose so that my lower back doesn't begin to collapse and round down into the chest. So start with the soles of the feet together, but give yourself lots of space, lots of maneuvering room, so to speak. And then come to the front of the sitting bones. So that may mean moving the buttocks back and apart, or tilting your cushion a little bit to angle it forward so that you have that natural curve in the lower back. Okay? I like using a little bit of pressure on the inner thighs with the elbows, but also just breathing through the pose, letting the prana Shakti help me with creating the pose that's not only increasing my flexibility, but also enhancing this goddess energy. It's flowing, graceful, and creating beauty with the pose. All right, and this is Baddha Konasana, bound angle. And we'll come to our next pose, Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Extend the left leg, keep the right knee bent to the side, but press the right foot into the left thigh so there's dynamic opposition that builds strength and engagement through the inner thighs, the pelvis, and even draws the lower back in to lift up out of the waist. So we're lifting the rib cage up away from the hips to lengthen the spine and create more flexibility there by increasing that spaciousness between the vertebrae. So back off if there's any problems, cramps, what have you, and only proceed when your breath allows an easy, calm, and relaxed engagement. Good. And now relax, lift up, and we'll switch the legs. Maybe this one will be more cooperative. The right leg straight, bend the left knee, and pressing, squeezing the legs together will help protect this knee joint. So engage, hug the muscles to the bone, and we're slowly folding over the right hip, coming into this head to knee pose. Letting each breath flow to the crown on the inhale, shoulders relaxed, and then down through the hips, pelvis, and legs on the exhale with more strength. Always strengthening and engaging the muscles that you're actively stretching. Safe stretching, strong breath. And now start to rest and lift back up. Take our leg cradle next. Now I want to do upward table next. Bend the knees, press the feet down. Walk the hands behind the hips. Turn the fingertips out 45 degrees. Then you can sweep the hips up. Squeeze the buttocks to lift the sides of the hips. And this is just a nice counter stretch to those forward bends. Now lower the buttocks down. Good. And we'll have another hip opener here. So first, Lift up the right leg and draw the knee back. And then cradle that right shin, hold it in front. Support the outside of the ankle. And over a series of breaths, you might be bringing that right shin up towards the chest. Getting that deep hip stretch in the outer right hip. All right. And now let's do the second leg. Leg cradle. Pulling the left knee back like you would in an archer stretch. And then bringing that left shin over in front of the chest. Support the outside of the ankle as much as you need. Bring that whole shin up close to the chest. All right. And now we're going to have a deeper hip opener and Gomukhasana. So come forward onto hands and knees. Bring the left knee in front of the right and widen the ankles to opposite sides. And start to sit back. I use my cushion here for a little support. And the knees now are stacking one on top of the other. And the feet sticking out on opposite sides. Now try and sit with good posture. Draw the lower back in. Roll the shoulders up and back. And use the muscular energy and strengthen the legs and pelvis to pull the heels in. Right? Hold all this, bundle it, hug it into the midline, and then you'll be able to find your Shakti mudra. Move that prana Shakti with your awareness up to the crown on the inhale and down through the sitting bones on the exhale. Take one more complete breath. There's no hurry. And start to release and switch sides. Coming forward again helps onto hands and knees. And switching the order, the right knee in front of the left knee. And gradually easing back onto her sitting bones or onto a cushion. Then try and level the sitting bones. Okay. Draw the lower back in. Maybe that helps to pull against the front of the shins and lift up the shoulders. And then we go back to our Shakti mudra. Yadevi sarva bhuteshu Shakti rupena samstetahi Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Yadevi sarva bhuteshu Chetana rupena samstitihi Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. And now we're going to do just a finishing sequence of laying back on your back. First, take a full body stretch, arms overhead, legs wide, fingers spread. Stretching every finger, every toe, rolling the wrists, ankles, whatever you need to release and let go. And now please hug the knees into the chest. Expanding lengthening the arms on the inhale and contracting in the navel, tightening the arms on the exhale. Tuck the chin, round the back, and then with a rocking motion, rock the hips up over the shoulders, the legs behind the head, into plow pose. And bend the knees towards the armpits, lower the sacrum back down, the back flat on the mat, and the knees bent in happy baby, Ananda Balasana. And let the feet come back to rest on the mat, but open the knees apart like a book. And the soles of the feet are touching and reclining, cobbler, Supta Baddha Konasana. On the inhalation, let your body expand, relax, and on the exhalation, you can deepen that groin stretch with a little pressure on the inner thighs. Then be sensitive and soften that pressure as you inhale so the body can arch in the lower back. On your exhalation, you're drawing the sides of the ribs down, the tailbone lengthens, and you add a little bit of pressure on the inner thighs, feeling that groin stretch. Okay, extend the legs and prepare your body for Shavasana with any additional clothing or blankets, as we have a nice kundalini style meditation. It'll take about 5 minutes. You can extend the legs in Shavasana, lying on your back, or if you prefer to sit in an easy seated pose or your meditation pose, whatever you use. Okay, so this is an excerpt really from purification of the elements, and it's an excerpt because it doesn't include the pranayama that goes along with that purification. So this is just a visualization and mental mantra repetition to help us awaken the kundalini Shakti and allow it to flow up and then back down through the central channel. All right. So, starting as invocation, focus at the heart center and invoke the power of the chakras by offering devotion and respect to the force of light and life, who dwells as energy in all the chakras. Now, from the heart center, begin the awakening process by moving your awareness to the Muladhara chakra, the base of the spine. Visualize here a yellow square surrounded by 4 lotus petals, an oval-shaped lingam, and a coil of brilliant, lightning-like energy wrapped 3.5 times around the base of the lingam. Establish a root lock, Mula Bandha, and go to the central point in the root lock. Awaken the dormant kundalini energy with the sound of hum. Mentally repeating this sound hum 16 times. Mula Bandha, the sound hum. Next, we begin our ascent through the chakras, and at each chakra, visualizing that chakra and repeating the seed or bija mantra at each 16 times, repeating. So, we're at Muladhara chakra. This is the earth element, and the mantra is Lam. Lam. So holding your awareness at Muladhara chakra, repeat the sound Lam 16 times. Next, we're moving upward to Svadhisthana chakra, okay, at the sacrum. This represents the earth element. I'm sorry, we're at Svadhisthana, the water element. Okay, and the mantra is Vam. V-A-M, Vam. So, awareness at the sacral center, and repeating Vam 16 times. Okay, moving upward to the navel center, Manipura chakra. This represents the fire element. The mantra here is Ram, R-A-M. Awareness at the navel center, repeating Ram 16 times. Good, that's right. We're moving up to the heart center, Anahata chakra. This symbolizes the air element. The mantra here is Yam, Y-A-M, Yam. Awareness now at the heart center. Please mentally repeat Yam 16 times. Okay, continuing up now to Visuddha chakra. This is the throat center. It represents the element of space. The mantra here is hum, H-U-M, hum. So awareness in the hollow of the throat and mentally repeating the sound hum 16 times. Okay, good. Now, please move your awareness up to the third eye chakra, the ajna chakra. This is the seat of the mind. The mantra here is soham, soham. Repeating that with your awareness at the third eye, soham. Okay, and now the final chakra, Sahasrara. Sahasrara chakra at the crown of the head, the 1,000-petaled lotus. The mantra here is Hamsa, Hamsa. So awareness at the crown and mentally repeating Hamsa 16 times. Good, that's it. Now we're going to descend and flow back down through each of the chakras. The energies associated with each of the chakras are awake, energized, and purified. Place each element and its energies back into their respective seats. Moving first to the Ajna chakra. Place the energy of the mind there. The space element, replace at the throat. The air element, replace at the heart. The fire element at the navel center. The water element, the lower abdomen. And the earth element at the pelvic floor. Body, mind, and pranic forces are prepared for meditation. You can use the mantra Soham to mentally keep your mind focused and centered. And let that energy emerge from your mantra as formless love, light, and peace. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstitihe Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Chaitana Rupena Samstita Namastasai 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 Namo Namaha. This means reverence, reverence, reverence to that goddess abiding within all beings in the form of energy. Reverence, reverence, reverence to that goddess abiding within all beings in the form of consciousness. Now, please start to deepen your breath. Awaken your muscles. And slowly roll over to your side, becoming awake, aware, and find your way up to an easy seated posture. Thank you for your practice. I thank you for your presence. And I thank you for your Shakti, your goddess energy. Namaste.